When a certain type of media gets popular, there's bound to be hoaxes. And this even falls for video games too. Well, it used to, because I think nowadays hoaxes are easily disproven due to how connected the internet is. It's just one day someone comes up with a hoax, and by the next hour or in a couple hours, it gets disproven immediately. Back in the day when YouTube was still young, there was a bunch of hoaxes, and well, they ran rampant. Now each video game series has their own different set of hoaxes. For today's video, as you see in the title, one particular video game series falls into this, and that's Call of Duty. More specifically, zombies, as there was a ton of them back in the day. And if not from the internet, well, you could hear it from local hoaxes too, from when you went to school. Not everyone's gonna know that, as each specific area had their own different type of hoaxes. Now some of these hoaxes are still installed into our brain, even to this day when we're all grown up. Now I stopped doing them, and well, probably some of you have stopped doing them or are still doing to them to this day. And so for today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of them, as this might be a multi-part series, as there is a ton of hoaxes. And well, I can't cover them all of them in one video. Or if not, this will only be just a one-time video thing. But anyways, for the clarification, because I think most of the hoaxes spawned in Black Ops 2 when it released. I remember back in the day when there was a massive content explosion of so many things that were fake that started to spread around. And well, since it was in the early days of the internet, it was hard to disprove them. Probably they were already disproven, but we were just dumb kids and we just blindly followed it along. So anyways, there were some hoaxes that started in World at War and Black Ops 1. And well, they became two of the big hoaxes that still last to this day. Now this massive hoax started in Black Ops 1. And I think everyone remembers the same video of how to do this trick too, because it had to do something involving the mystery box. Now the mystery box first started at World at War, and for that game we had two wonder weapons that came with that game too, with the Wonder Waffle coming in Shino Numa and the ray gun coming in Nocturne and Tilton. But this trick mainly took off in Black Ops 1 when zombies started to get popular. Especially when we were young, we were not even supposed to play this M-rated game. And so the trick was how to get the ray gun or the wonder weapon in every map by doing this stupid trick. And everyone had a different interpretation of how to do this trick. Because the most classic one I remember is that you had to shoot the two question marks on the box, knife it, spin around, and don't look at the box and buy the box. And somehow you'll get your ray gun. We all fell for this as a kid. I even fell for it too. At first I didn't believe it, but when my friend did it and he got the ray gun by doing this trick, I started to believe the hoax. Not only, there was also a method to do it for the thunder gun, because apparently the hoax started to say that you had to do a different routine in order to get the thunder gun. Because this hoax started with the first map on Black Ops 1, Keynote of Tilton. And I think it started to blow up because Black Ops 1 was the most sold Call of Duty game during that time, and zombies started to pick up. So naturally this hoax started to spread like wildfire. And also too, with people that didn't think that the original method didn't work, well, they tried other methods by doing a little dance of doing different steps of how to get a wonder weapon in every map. So the cycle just kept continuing on and on, as the supposed different methods worked to get the wonder weapon. And it started to go into Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. But I'd like to think that Black Ops 3 is when this trend started to die, because everyone grew up and got smarter, and well, we finally figured out that it was just a hoax. Which is kind of funny, because no matter what you do, you will never get the ray gun or the wonder weapon by doing this method. Never. No matter how many times people are gonna comment, this method never works. It's totally a placebo effect. The mystery box is only getting a random chance. You have a random chance to get the gun, no matter what, or sometimes get the teddy bear. All has to do with RNG, and if you have good luck, as you have the chance to get a wonder weapon. I know that sometimes the luck, you can be really lucky too. With your first box spin, you immediately got the wonder weapon. Other times too, you can get really unlucky. Like for me, when I recorded for Black Ops 1 for the What Made It Terrifying, I got the China leg 4 times in a row, in a couple box spins. So no matter what you do, it's all based off of luck, and of a random chance of what you get out of the box. Not this stupid little method that everyone did as a kid. But still, it was a fun hoax while it lasted. It's kind of funny too with the local hoaxes, because some of my friends tried to do different methods of how to get it, and well, they never worked. Or sometimes they worked because of the random chance they got lucky. So with that hoax out of the way, there's another big one. It has to do with a certain perk machine. Now I am talking about Double Tap. Now this is one of the second biggest hoaxes ever too. More specifically, I'm talking about Double Tap 1.0. It's the first version of Double Tap was introduced back in Baroque, and 1.0 stayed up until Black Ops 1. Double Tap is one of the 4 original perks, as when you go to buy it, it mainly does one thing. It helps increase your fire rate, which in turn makes you shoot your gun faster. But again, the main thing that Double Tap does is only increase your fire rate. It only does that. It doesn't do anything extra, only increases your fire rate. And this is only for 1.0. Because the hoax was for Double Tap 1.0 is that it wastes your ammo. Many players use it for the third perk or first or second, doesn't really matter what in particular order. Some players felt that they were wasting so much ammo, and this became more prevalent in Black Ops 1. Since for World at War, it's just mostly World War II guns and you really did need double tap in order to shoot some of them to have a better fire rate. That was the time that it was still old guns and the guns were starting to become modern. When Black Ops 1 came around, that's when people started to feel the difference. Well, in their head, because double tap never did this in the first place. It just increased your fire rate. It never wasted your ammo, and it never did anything to your ammo count or anything. It just increased your fire rate. The thing is, I think players felt like this because Black Ops 1 takes place in the Cold War. For that era, it's already using modern weapons. The players thought they were just wasting their ammo, and so, in turn, forgot the perk altogether, not even buying it, calling it worthless. So people thought this was a bad perk. And this hoax too spread like wildfire, just like the mystery box one, since practically everyone talked about it, and was one of the original big hoaxes back in the day. Still, I think to this day some people believe that Double Tap 1.0 wastes your ammo. Even for me, it took me a long time to realize it never did this in the first place. I bought into the hoax, and it was until recent years that I noticed that it really doesn't do that. It just increases your fire rate, that's all it does. Never impacted your ammo. It never did that in the first place at all. It's a weird thing that our brain does that we kind of trick ourselves a lot most of the times. This happens for a lot of games too. As for a different type of game, I'm not sure what type of game was, but a developer was talking about they did an update that they never really changed the gun. Although it was an assault rifle, they never changed its fire rate or did anything to it. But since they updated to a new version, players are complaining that the gun was changed and nerfed altogether, even though the developers didn't even touch the gun at all. On the way players tricked themselves, and well, it kind of spread like, well, the double tap rumor, or the hoax of it saying that, oh, the thing did super worse. For that instance, for that game, they said that they fixed the gun changes, and well, people said the gun was good again. But the thing was, they never even touched it in the first place in the second update. It's just a funny thing that our brain does. And so this happened with Double Tap 1.0, many people bought the hoaxes, and a lot of people spread it around, and so people naturally thought Double Tap 1 really sucked as a perk. So all this criticism and complaining led to Double Tap being changed, and for example for Black Ops 2. So for that version we got Double Tap 2.0 and made it much better, as we still have the fire rate increase but we get an extra bullet and get more extra damage, and in turn making it a third essential perk. And so Double Tap followed this change from Black Ops 2, never going back to the World at War version. Still, this is kind of a funny hoax because with the new Double Tap version, many people were still skeptical and still believed that there was still Double Tap 1.0. And so in the newer version, some people didn't even buy the perk altogether, and in turn letting the hoax still live on to this day. I think it's a small amount of people that believe in this hoax, as I think it's practically almost gone. But still, many players still see Double Tap 1.0 as a really bad perk. It has to do with that because of this hoax. And so those were the two biggest hoaxes. And so I'm going to talk about the miscellaneous stuff. As well, there was a certain old COD Zombies YouTuber that has certainly spread a lot of hoaxes with certain fake Easter eggs. Now before I talk about this certain YouTuber, back in the day there was a lot of ways to fake Easter eggs, especially for Call of Duty 2. I remember some two certain videos too. The first one, it was the Angry Mom Easter egg for Modern Warfare. I'm not sure if I could find the original video, but if I do, I'll just show up the image of it. As well, it was shot pretty bad as it had a bad recording to it. The thing is, I think this bad recording tricked a lot of people too, because a lot of people believed that this Easter egg was real, even though it was a massive hoax and it was never real in the first place. It was just edited to be like that. And especially another Easter egg for Black Ops 1 was that there was a Mass Effect Easter egg, as apparently there was a ship that would spawn in Summit. And this was an old video from Machinima, and I know that video is gone forever in internet history. I remember two YouTubers that used to work on that video. It was Uber Haxer Nova and Kutra. These guys were old legends on YouTube. But that was for Machinima, and Machinima is long gone. And so for some Easter eggs for zombies, there was a ton. Remember, there were supposedly horror Easter eggs, as there were screamer jump scare Easter eggs that were fake. I remember one of them that there was one for Durice that if you look in a certain point of the teleporter, you get jump scared. But that was only in the video. As well, I think it shows an image from The Exorcist. And well, it jump scared you, as there was a bunch of fake jump scare Easter eggs, as there were just PNGs and there were just screamer jump scares. And I always hated them because they always got me off guard, because I thought these were genuine Easter eggs. For one of these fake Easter eggs, this guy didn't do jump scare Easter eggs. He did a golden ray gun Easter egg. This YouTuber is called Jimpati. And I remember watching this video becoming so disappointed because I thought this was a real Easter egg. But it wasn't, because towards the end of the video it's revealed to be fake, as you can see a really bad, well, animated portion of it. Well, today it's bad. Back in the day it was kind of authentic. I say it was authentic because I was a kid and I was probably dumb that didn't think that it was fake, and I thought it was genuine. He even put that he even shoots the gun and even makes points and loses ammo too. Should have known this was fake because he had to do a lot of steps in order to get the supposed golden ray gun. No, he did this later on too with other Call of Duty games, but this was the only video I watched as a kid from his channel. There was a ton of fake Easter eggs too back in the day, but I'm not sure of all of them altogether. I only picked those few examples because that's all I remember. There was just so many, and probably they're all gone to history. But this fake Easter egg mentality helped influence the real Easter eggs too. Many people didn't think that the real Easter eggs were real in the first place. And for my Black Ops 2 video, what made it terrifying, some guy commented saying that he thought the moon Easter egg was fake. Well, he said that it was until Black Ops 2 he realized that, oh no, it wasn't fake at all. And so for me too, it influenced me too, as back in the day, I didn't think the Ascension Easter egg was real in the first place until I saw a video of someone completing it. Well, many videos of completing it and how to do it, and show the cutscene of what happens towards the end of the Easter egg. This old era of faking Easter eggs is gone together to this day. So I think nobody does it at all today. It has to do with the different environment and that it could easily be disproven. Back in the day, like I said in the early part of the video, it was the beginning of the internet that was starting to get popular, so it was easy to fake stuff all around. And so with the faking stuff too, there was supposed that we were gonna get their DLC packs, as apparently there was these so-called leaks. And oh boy, this didn't begin in Black Ops 1. I don't remember it beginning in Black Ops 1 of these fake DLCs, as this fake DLCs started to get popular in BO2 era. Now I remember back in the day that there was these supposed fake DLC packs that were leaked during BO2 era. But apparently we were going to get a whole collection of new zombies maps and multiplayer maps altogether. I'm going to show you some of the things I found on the internet of these supposed fake DLCs. I remember some of them, and some of them I don't remember altogether. But most of these fake DLCs were really bad images. What I mean by bad is that they were poor quality. I think for a reason that this bad quality led it to be believable. For some people, and I kind of believed it too, that these DLCs were real, but they were not. They were just all fakes. I remember some videos saying it was a GameStop leak. Supposedly their friend knows about the new DLC that was coming out for Black Ops 2. Then they show a fake DLC like one of these images. For some of these DLCs, they had fake weapons too, because with one of the DLCs, when you buy it, you get the Peacekeeper. Their DLCs had the supposed fake weapon they're going to get with this fake DLC. And there was a ton of these images that spread it around. Well, I think it tricked a lot of people too, because it tricked me too as well. But this was a small era where the fake DLCs died down after BO2. I don't think even BO3 had an era of fake DLCs. I think it only started with BO2 and that was it. And so this trend started to die down. There was supposedly a lot of fake DLCs, and I think some of them are gone, as I remember one map that said that they were going to do an Atlantis map. And I can't re-find the video or the image altogether. I remember it said it had Atlantis on it. But this fake DLC era started to die down and, well, fade into obscurity, only sticking with Black Ops 2. And then so, before I end this video, I'm going to talk about the other extra hoaxes too that were popular during this time. And so here are some quick ones that I remember back in the day. Because remember with Black Ops 2, there was a rank system to it. As there was a rank system for Black Ops 2, as you have different bones and skulls. Many people back in the day didn't know how the rank system worked in zombies. This was kinda confusing, and I don't think some people to this day don't even know how to really rank up in zombies, or BO2. But anyways, highest rank for BO2 zombies is that you get the blue eye skull, shotguns on the side, and a spike shield, and also to a number 5 on the top left. This is the highest rank for BO2 zombies. But there was fake images going around that there was supposedly another higher rank, as apparently one of the ranks has red eyes and has a knife sticking through the skull. But this was another fake thing. But still, it looks really cool. But kinda sucks that it's fake. There's other ranks too, but I forgot how they look, and well, that was a long time ago, so I'm not gonna remember all of them. Also too, around this era too, there was supposedly that there was gonna be new wonder weapons. Mainly these were all fake because they were perceived wonder weapons that were probably never gonna happen. Remember the video talked about that the certain wonder weapons that were seen in studio. You make a firing range. As one of the pictures inside the truck where they show off the weapons, the pictures looks like the Swickle Fire from Die Rise. Many people thought the other guns on the wall too were going to be new wonder weapons. All this was pure speculation, but still it did start a lot of hoaxes with fake wonder weapons spreading around. It was a small thing and never became really big. And well, another hoax too that was kind of big was that if you hit to a certain round, you beat the zombies. Because back in the day, you had to survive to a higher round and well, the game never ends. It only ends when you die. And I think Mob of the Dead was the first Easter egg to do that, where the game completely ends when you finish the Easter egg. But back in the day, there was no Easter eggs that really finished off the game. You just made it to a higher round and that's it, and you just try to survive as long as you can. Well, that's all you do as you die in a higher round, just getting a good score on the leaderboard. That was it. No ending whatsoever. So in the early days, because many people didn't make it to higher rounds, people thought there was an end to the zombies mode, but it's just an endless mode. Well, at the end of these higher rounds, there was supposedly going to be a zombie boss. Now for one of these bosses, it was supposedly going to be the Cosmic Silverback from Dead Ops Arcade. It's funny because I just remembered it to the end of the portion of this video. But yeah, there was supposedly a hoax going around that there were zombie bosses. Now this quickly got disproven as many people went to higher rounds and made it to them and well, didn't see anything. Well, zombies was just an endless mode. Now due to that, there was other hoaxes too of fake glitch spots and fake camping spots. Well, that was more spread on the internet, but I think also too that was more spread locally and well, this became a small thing. people spreading around supposed glitch spots and camera spots. Some of these got patched and some of them were not even real at all. And another small thing, well, there was fake perks that were supposedly gonna come out in these fake DLCs. Gotta mention that earlier, but it's just mostly a small thing. This never really became a big thing. I remember seeing some perks that were fake, but only I could find those images ever again because I think they're probably lost to history. But I think that's enough for hoaxes for today. So here comes the end of the video, the closing thoughts. So this is probably going to be a two-parter video, since there's so many hoaxes that I didn't get through them all. For this video, I just did it from memory. It was just a recollection of some of the hoaxes I remembered back in the day. So I couldn't get through all the hoaxes. So I would appreciate if some of you guys can comment them down, and I'll probably include them in the second part of the video. So if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. I think that's enough for me talking for today. Hope you guys have a nice day. This is Mesa Argo, signing out.